Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. It's time for more of the Mars TV Dota 2 League. It's game number 3 of Vici Gaming going against iG.Vitality in the group stage here. And I am KotLGuy back with Ben Merlini Woo. Here we go, Ben. Off into another game, another first Batrider pickup. Will the response be a Jug Shadow Demon? Yes, it will.
Radiant team pick.
Finally they deal with a hero that is innately good versus the Batrider, not one that relies on a support to help him or her out versus the Bat. So this was one of their big flaws. I think even in game one, the one that they won, I still think the OD was vulnerable versus the Batrider. Like the Batrider, I think is just really good versus the big black flying bird.
Do you think Batrider still warrants like this kind of first pick attention?
Dude, that hero is just really good.
Because only in China I see it still first picked. Like they really, really favor it. Everywhere else it's like Shadow Demon, Faceless Void, Elder Titan. You know, all those still. Like Oracle definitely sees a bit more play. Straight to Kunkka, but you know they always opt for Batrider. They always pick Batrider here, but they never ban it.
He's just super reliable, and any skill that displaces is always going to be strong. So I think that they also like run him very flexibly too. Like they run multiple heroes in the off lane to support him, or they put him in a one-on-one matchup where he does well. They can go Blink Dagger early, or you can go the more tankier Drums build, so you get more Firefly damage off, and you don't have to worry about your lasso being broken by the Shadow Demon. Like it's just overall a very good opener. Like they don't mind having Batrider on their team ever.
Radiant team ban.
They never have too. They always pick Batrider first phase, just any patch. It's just interesting to me to see based on like the week before this, all the casting I've done, and here they're just always in the first pick.
They always like their consistency. That's one of the signs of a Chinese team. They don't really go with super risky position ones. I think like occasionally you'll see riskier ones, like I guess like Ursa. I think I don't even think that's risky, but I guess yeah. But overall, that's kind of just been their trend. Super solid, reliable, not like. We were just talking last game about the bottom support versus like something like the Earth Spirit, who can offer a lot more in the team fight.
I mean, I definitely wouldn't put it past IGV. They definitely have this trend of we'll go with what has worked and we will keep picking it up and going with it. Batrider, Earth Spirit. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I don't know.
I say consistent, but then they ran Sniper first phase.
That's true. I don't know. We haven't seen it since, so maybe they were just.
No, they've run it before though. It's a thing.
I know.
And it's banned
well, you know, maybe it's like the Wings thing. Wings said that when they ran Pudge, it was always like the first game of something big, like where it was the first game of TI or the first game of being on the main stage or first game of in the grand final. They would run a Pudge because they felt like it just kind of loosened them up a bit. And if they got the win, it's like, it's great. But they did a Pudge because it's like, it's a Pudge game, guys. Ha. That's according to them. So I don't know if that's how other teams like to see these kind of opportunities or not, but. Nonetheless, no Pudge here, and we'll have to see if the Sniper was just a bit of a feel-out for IG, and they're secretly going to try to walk away with the Game 2 and 3 pullback.
Batrider is also very fun to play, too. You mentioned fun. Like Batrider is a super fun offlaner. I don't really think you mind playing him like 100 games in a row if you had to choose one offlaner to play. He's a very high skill cap, and I think every time you play the hero, you feel like you're still learning more. And you mentioned last game, the Nyx has a counter to Batrider. They will opt for it, so... Like 3 heroes that are all pretty darn good versus the Batrider.
You know what's better than that though? 4. Let's just get 4 and get 5. And if there's maybe so much hate on in July, that would be good enough.
Bench, I suppose.
Bench carry, and yeah, there's something else.
Remaining.
The Nyx is also good against the Earth Spirit. Obviously, Magnetize provides a free opportunity to get off. And you can see Boulder Smash is so slow moving. Definitely
the instant silence though is really good versus the Nyx.
It's not instant. It's pretty close to instant.
Is it instant? It's
close.
It's instant.
You have to drop the rock and then pull it through.
But there's no cast point, so you can theoretically do it almost instantaneous.
It's still like depends on if they have quick cast or not. It could be 2 clicks, could be 4.
But
it's not as instant.
I view anything as instant. Like Nyx's stun is not instant. His impale, because there's always going to be a cast point. So that's something that I view as not instant. Anything with 0 cast point, I view as pretty much instant, which is Earth Spirits.
It does require like you have to drop the rock first though. Is what I'm getting at. Like
but it's
not like casting silence. They're silence. It's like you got to cast the remnant and then cast the.
Theoretically, Blink Lasso is not quote unquote not instantaneous, but there's no cast point on Lasso, and there's no cast point on Blink. So I've also viewed that as instantaneous, despite it requiring 2 clicks or 2 different abilities.
But if Earth Spirits using a silence on Nyx, then something may be wrong. I don't know. I guess given the opportunity.
Yeah, they have 2 good heroes versus the Nyx. And the Slark, I think, is one of the better
Oh,
ones.
yeah.
Very good versus the Juggernaut. Like, I don't view it as a hard counter, even as a soft counter, but it's just always nice to have. You're not very vulnerable to the Omni Slash because you always have your Shadow Dance, and like Juggernauts are also like very sticky. I want to say in fights, like they're alive. They're always healing, magic immune, and it's a very good hero to steal a lot of stats off of. And the Nyx Assassin, you don't really care about the Carapace because you just Dark Pact it off. No problem. Dude,
Again.
Silencer.
We get it. All right, we get it, dude. I mean, I don't fault them for going back. This is, again, more so of the trend. It worked for us before. Let's get it again. But it still works great here. Silence is wonderful. I mean, that's like the Achilles heel of Timbersaw, for God's sake.
And Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon,
Yeah.
I think, is very vulnerable to Silencer because what you want to do as a Shadow Demon, you just want to chill in the back, like throw some Shadow Poisons, and then if someone gets in a sticky situation, you disrupt. But the good Silencers will just global silence right as they think the Shadow Demon is about to disrupt. Also, if you get an Arcane Curse on a Shadow Demon, he can't spam poison. He's just going to take way more damage than he's dishing out, and that's not going to be worth it for him. And Shadow Demons also do not build the anti-silencer items. They don't build Yules, and they don't build Greaves, and they don't build Lotus. So without any of those 3 items, you're just useless for the entirety of Global Silence, unless someone uses a Lotus on you, but no one's going to really do that.
What's a Lotus? A Shadow Demon,
Or
right?
BKB. Yeah, no one's got
Timber's like, that's my Lotus. I'm going to Lotus myself.
Yeah.
Well, so tough time for the Shadow Demon if he gets on the bad end of a global. And I'm sure with VG Gaming's 5th pick, what looks like could be potentially their secondary support. That's where it gets awkward. And I was saying before about the where you might want to savor that 5th pick. Now committing with both of their cores, you know, you
it could always
get,
be
like a counter silencer.
Could be Nyx support.
I guess.
Run it liquid style.
We'll see. 'Cause I don't know what else you would get though to plug in
10
to
seconds
help you against
remaining.
anything global related, but we'll have to see. Final ban is going to
5
be
seconds
the
remaining.
Death Prophet. We don't get to see a lot of Death Prophet too often here, but nonetheless, I guess fearing the extra silence, fearing
Reserve
the
time.
push momentum, fearing the, I don't know, heavy-handed matchup. I guess it could be against a Timbersaw mid or Jug mid. I don't know. I guess VG definitely have flexibility between what they want to do with this Jug, Timber, and then that 5th pick.
Radiant team pick.
Because I would imagine you don't want to put the Timber in too much trouble in his off lane. Slark would be there.
Dragon Knight.
Dragon Knight. Kind of fits the same profile as
Dire
a
team
Death Prophet.
pick.
Kind of bunkered down in the mid lane, has the power of the Dragon's Blood to survive and be a tonk, and then be able to kind of outmuscle the lane. Let's say Vici Gaming's mid laner gets a bit too rambunctious roaming about. He'll just pop the ulti and look to take down the tower
10
and,
seconds
you know,
remaining.
push the objective game a bit. Insta-stun as well.
5
I know you were just going off
seconds
about your
remaining.
insta-cast time, so at least they have that kind of insta-stun lockdown to stop a heavy mobile Jug or Timbersaw or
Reserve
such.
time.
Yeah.
With a Blink Dagger, that'd be nice.
It's not viewed as a good matchup versus Timbersaw, though.
No,
However,
certainly not.
And that is the one biggest glittering weakness of iG.Vitality's line. I was looking at their line, I was like, why would they ban the DP and then pick Dragon Knight? It's because they don't have any heroes that can hit towers. Slark is a terrible tower hitter. So is Batrider. I mean, Slark's like okay, but he's not
10
good by any
seconds
stretch. And
remaining.
Batrider is just awful. So their cores, none of them can really hit the tower if
5
they're
seconds
ahead at all.
remaining.
And Dragon Knight is one of the best ones. The Darkseer is, I think, one of the best offlaners against a silencer because he can pre-cast a lot of stuff. So you can have like an Ion Shell on a Juggernaut and an Ion Shell on a Nyx or a Timber, like before the global ult starts. He's also a good Greaves carrier, so that he can counter-initiate the global silence very easily. And then on top of that, if you get the Blink Vacuum wall off, and then the global comes out, the damage has already been done. And like he is one of the best initiators, I think, versus the silencer.
Yeah, definitely see all that. I guess the only like downside would be if iG.Vitality were in a position where they were even pushing on in and they were hoping to get the jump, let's say they led in with a Dragon Knight, with the Slark, they would have the global to stop Darkseer on making that big turnaround kind of a play. But as long as Vici Gaming are the one on the initiative, they would certainly be able to get off everything they
10
wanted before a
seconds
global would
remaining.
even be a problem. So let's see here. As everyone gets a sign
5
underway, we're getting
seconds
ready to hop
remaining.
into our last game of this series, game number 3. I think I've been saying it wrong. The winner of this does not move on to face MVP. In fact, I believe it's already been decided that Secret will be moving on to face MVP
Prepare
in our
for
next
battle.
series coming up. That should be a juicing one. Old MVP members going against the current ones and such. But the winner of this one will face off against OG in our 4th series today. Later casted by OD and Draskell. So should be a good time. Looks like we're gonna have an early smoke here from Vici.
This is much different than last game. The prior 2 games, they had smoked one hero TP mid, one hero TP top. They dropped observer wards in both mid and top. This game, they're completely changing it up and 5-man smoking to the bottom.
Well, they
lane.
got first blood the last 2 games.
Yeah, this is.
So they're not looking to have that happen again.
I don't see this that often where you see a complete change. Usually it's just like 1 or 2 heroes that do something different, but all 5 heroes have smoked down to the bottom. And look at Paparazzi's placement. Oh my goodness, he is in so deep down that it's going to be
30
impossible to
seconds to
smoke gank
battle.
him.
He's
Oh, that's some crazy
mega
awareness.
fishy right now. Yeah, the game sense.
Were you trying to be
tingling.
punny there?
A little bit, a little bit. He's like this.
Dude,
He's
that-
like they're all gone. This isn't right. It's.
What do
I
know
mean,
they were
they
gonna do
might have
that?
had like supports like scouting the mid lane to see if they were going to be TPing in or anything, but I don't know. Nonetheless, they're both posturing very defensively in the trees. Will not be spotted out. They'll have to settle for the pull camp block ward.
The battle begins.
And on the other side, they have already an observer planted for IG that's more deeper inside the lane. So let's see where these lanes do end up. Super back on that silencer once again in the last game, somehow strung together a ridiculous amount of intel early.
Let's see if iG.Vitality gets the pull off this time. It made kind of a big deal in game number 1. And
His 3rd game straight.
oh, this game he goes for the Firefly instead. He tried to napalm it in game number 1, and it looks like they're going to try and disrupt to stop it. And iG.Vitality, he has the boots first. He should be fine.
And he makes it over the cliff into the low ground. He will be fine. He was.
What happened to his range creep? His range creep. Oh, his falling dogfight. Okay.
All right.
He needs that XP.
I might have to reconnect before this gets
I'm
bad.
getting mad lag too.
We're gonna reconnect, folks, because firewalls and stuff happen and connections are lost and nerfed down. So don't worry, I'll fix the Kale for you. We'll get back in it. What's happening on your screen here?
Sark CSing, and they TP to the top lane, and they gave iG.Vitality that 1 range creep, but they're still struggling in terms of lane equilibrium over there.
Okay, rolling from dogfights right now. Casual poking damage onto DDC, but the numbers is on the side of Vici Gaming. They time out the stun from FY with the Blade Fury. That is easy pickings right there. Once you commit that 1 rolling boulder, you're not going to have another for quite a while.
He's sacrificing his own levels and life to make sure that iG.Vitality gets level 2. Their early game is like completely centered around getting this Bat Rider his farm. It's crazy, like how much they invest into it.
And yet he still could be at risk of being in trouble here. Oh, I say that.
No,
but
he wants that creep wave, dude.
get that creep back, and he actually gets it back. All right, nice. My God, throwing nearly his life on the line for that one.
Well, you can't do stacks if you're not level 2, so he has to get level 2.
Now they got the trolls intercepting him, so we'll have to kind of deal with the situation as it is here. FY, who's been popping to clarity, will snipe in and pop off the stun, but he's just trying to kind of be there to sap up some XP and still be a bit of a problem here for the bat if possible, but he's always kind of continuing to be put in check. Meanwhile, bottom lane, we'll see the back end of it. A jump in for Yang, it looks like. Maybe a bit too far out of position, but Paparazzi connects with the pounce, and with him in super, they'll be able to muscle him down. And that Darkseer, level 3 getting close to level 4. And it looks like he will just head right back to that bottom lane. And Silencer denies himself. Heads back to the base in the meantime. All right.
Dogfights again, gonna die in top lane.
Yes, he will.
Same combo.
Nice setup. Working out nicely for Vici Gaming. In game 1, you know, they had IG with kind of all the momentum surrounding behind iG.Vitality, bulking up fast. Game number 2, we had the try-on-try laning setup. And for this time, it's going to be Vici who have more numbers in the top lane. And now 2 straight takedowns on the dogfights. I wonder if that's going to shift gears here for IG from what they were able to do in the previous 2 games.
Last game, it was the same story. The Earth Spirit went up to the top lane, he soaked XP while Batrider did like a stack or 2, and then as soon as he got like level 4 with like full HP and mana, then he TP'd back to the top lane to continue applying pressure. But yeah, as you mentioned, the Earth Spirit died a couple times, so I don't actually know if they're going to return. Let's see where Batrider goes with his next TP. But he buys all his small items with the infused raindrops just to make sure that he can just be as big of a nuisance as possible to the Juggernaut and company.
Yeah, 'cause I don't know what you're going to do. He doesn't go back top lane. I mean, he could go to the jungle,
He's going back
but
top.
I
Same
don't know.
story.
Dogfights can't go back there, though. He can't go. He can't
He
get
can go
mid.
back there.
I mean, he could go back there, but I don't know if he plans on doing anything there. It's tough. Timber's certainly not a gank right now, but he'll drop the ward and hang out in the area for now. While Sakata will move out to the bottom. He finds a bounty rune. We'll pick that one up. Take his business back in. There is 3, though, showing up now. They have Super also.
How is DK so high in CS?
Rolling in. With the 3 of them, they should be able to get the kill on the Timber Saw. Help with the Curse coming out, too. Right clicks are there. Nicely timed out Boulder Smash, waiting for the last opportunity mode to be able to do it, and they get it done. We haven't really talked too much about it, but yeah, that Curse is going to be a serious problem. I know Silencer in general is so good against the Timber Saw, but the Curse, for Timber who likes to just spam out all these spells so much, is just going to have a hard time juggling and dealing with the constant dot.
Yeah, they have no dispels available to them aside from Blade Fury.
Now Ghost is back in the lane once again. DDC by his side. That relieves some pressure from In July's Batrider off lane, so now he only has to match up against the 2, but still has to kind of deal with FY. He's getting Carapace and stun him a bit, but still kind of able to kind of contest the pull camp and get involved that way. And Dogfights hanging by the mid lane. He moves, make a jump here for Sakata, and they're all 3 there again. And he goes down. Back-to-back takedowns of the Timber with this 2-man roaming Super and Dogfights duo in the mid lane.
Well, at least they have their Observer Ward still up. Did not get rewarded by that sentry, but yeah, Timbersaw dying twice in that manner, especially, like, even before that, I don't think he was winning the lane. I've seen Timbersaw's killed DKs, or at least, like, have almost double their CS sometimes, but this one, I think the DK was very close to the Timbersaw.
Everybody coming to the 6-minute rune, it looks like. And Sakata is going to be the first one to be focused as he gets hit with the disruption and the stun. Big boulder smash right at that nice little choke point. Helps out for Dogfights. Move in slow. DYF tries to Blade Fury away, but with one more auto attack, they got it right there. A bat to the back of the head by Dogfights will secure that one. And IG pull ahead now 4-2. Super though. All right, nice little right click right there from DDC. We'll get the finish. Another big set of boulder smash stuns, and Dogfights rolls the hell out of there.
How did that DD Omni Slash not kill anyone? I thought he was going to own them with that.
I don't know. Not good enough.
All these small items, I suppose, like the extra armor from the Tranks, just treads on the DK.
The question is how much intel is Super going to have by like 20 minutes? Because he's already got 8. That's 8. 7 minutes in on a support silencer.
Ah, but what you don't know is they want him to get intel so they can hit him with harder mana bursts.
Ah, so the feeding will continue.
He's infinitely scaling, but so is Nyx, theoretically.
As they continue to perch up behind, I'm sure that's got to be something on the mind now of Ghost. Whenever he doesn't see those supports on the map, something like this could quickly break out. This time they will quickly call out reinforcements as DDC rotates in. FY was already here. And even then, Ghost still almost goes down. Very tough.
He needs some raindrops.
Yeah, no, instead he has a magic wand that does have a lot of charges on it, but holds on to it for now. Sakata going to get in any damage to this tower while he can in dragon form. And it's not prompting any additional rotations, obviously. Yang has work to do on his Darkseer in the bottom lane, working towards that mech. FY, I mean, he's only level 3. I imagine would love to find a little bit of me time so he can get to a level 6.
Sakata's a freaking bully, man, on this DK. Just always all up in their face all the time.
Even gets the breathe fire in before eating up the disruption now, but hands over a couple of dragons. And they pull on back, just causing chaos in the mid lane. Does lead to Ghost denying the tower, unfortunately, for IG, but nonetheless, that lane becomes a bit more open. And I don't know, if you're a DK now, you got the mid lane down. Does Sakata just go to a different lane and do work there?
He didn't get the value arcane dragon form. Just depends. I don't know what item he goes this game.
Like Shadow Blade, there's Armlet, there's Blink.
Does he want to be ganking buddies with the Slark? Does he want to initiate first? Does he want to be super tanky up in front with the team fight with the Armlet, like you mentioned? I like the initiation though. I think like if he gets a blink dagger or something, they can always cover with global. That should always be a guaranteed kill for them in team fights. However, they might lack a little bit of damage if he does do that, especially if Slark goes for something more utility oriented.
I don't know. I mean, maybe you don't feel like you need to get the blink because you have a Bat Rider in your team already who kind of is there to jump in and get the pullback. So we'll have to see. Bottom lane though, looks like Slark will be able to get the grab on that tier 1.
I think you need the instant disable though versus the Nyx and the Juggernaut. Like these are heroes that really rely on their cooldowns to stay alive, and if you can stun them before they pop the spin, pop the carapace, then should be pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, you'll have two at that point, so I suppose the more the merrier.
He's going Armlet. Wants to be that big nasty frontliner. Armlet toggle through Timber Saws. Junk.
Man mode. And drop the ward. Ooh, by DDC, we'll see this rotation in, but looks like they're instead just playing a swarm around. Pops the dragon form. They're going for a tier 1, the last tier 1 tower here. IG just quickly taking up all the gold on the map. Vici have not been able to even make any sort of movement towards their first tier 1. They're still just like stuck back in their laning phase trying to finish that out.
Remember game 1 when they didn't capitalize on their early lead? I think they've learned.
Let's see if Vici can kind of slow their roll a bit. They've smoked and they're looking to run on in, but in July is no easy target right there. Sakata continues to just be persistent in being able to grab the tower. It will be going down, but will they pay the price for it? There's going to be a disruption dished out. Blade Fury in, but now they're looking to run back. Uh-oh, VG, now you're stuck without a tower, and they're just running slowly away. DDC's going to be the first going down. Ghost steps in, tries to slow him down with a shotgun, but he's going to be welcomed with a silence and a dragon tail and a lasso. Pull back the machine and look to bust him apart. There's going to be a nice little Omni catch, though. Quickly takes out the silence, so that means there's going to be, well, there was no global to begin with, but silence are now taking out the equation. Nice body block right there. Will stop dogfights on the retreat. They're looking to go for Yang now. Burn him up. There goes In July. Trying to torch up Yang. Yang retreats up north, trying to hide within the trees, but he drops the wall down, but that's not going to help, sir. He gets burnt up, he goes down. Now they're looking for Sakata. They'll get that grab. ZYF picks it up with the Blade Fury spin, and bloodshed all over the place. When the dust really settles, it turns into a 3-for-3 trade. Vici Gaming, though, are going to be benefiting in the gold department.
Is that a 3-for-3, though, if Slark is able to pick off this easy pickings?
1, 2, 3. Disruption's there, slows it down. Super's waiting, and he wants the intel. Give it to me! Hell yeah. Up to 12 now. 12 minutes in. He's got a quota to meet. Smartest man alive.
Vitality are doing a really good job of luring them into a bad position. It's like, okay, they wanted to commit onto the DK, and then boom, they get hit by Arcane Curse and Napalm. And as soon as they turn away to run, they've already lost like a hero or two because of that. And that's before their items, before the Armlet on Dragon Knight, before the Blink Dagger on the Bat Rider, and before the Slark with the Shadow Blade. Now, all of these items have kicked in. What do Vici have to show for it? There's no mech.
No mech.
He doesn't even have the headdress yet. What happened to his gold?
He's got a buckler.
Yay.
He almost has a headdress, but...
And then the 900 gold.
And then the 900 gold, so...
But they're beating on the T2, dude.
I mean...
Or about to.
By high ground time, he'll have it, though. Hopefully. Here comes IG for the tier 2 now. Paparazzi lurking around under that Shadow Blade. A scan does go out. Does not spot anything, though. I believe that was from IG, it was, but... No one hanging out near the ancient camp.
They scanned, they got the Juggernaut, but he's too fast with the Faith in the Asha, so... I want to trade, but DK is going to be generally a faster pusher than your other team. Than your own team.
And DK goes to work here. His whole team waiting for someone to try to come in and stop him from doing it. DDC's like, yeah, I ain't going out there. I'll wait inside. The rest of his team is looking to go for their own trade on the tier 1. How fast are they going to take it? Well, Glyph is up right now. I don't think IG can take this fast enough and rotate to the bottom, but maybe Vici can take this and do something. Nah, they're going to just walk back. Towers apiece. IG still in the better position of this game, holding the better items, looking for the fight. Onus is on Vici Gaming to try to respond. So they'll just avoid the fight for now and just have to accept the fact that they're probably going to be losing all of their outer towers.
Dude, they are dirt poor. Timbersaw just picked up his point booster. This is generally when they start picking up their Bloodstone. He just bought his point booster.
Yeah, times are tough, unfortunately. 0-3-0 doesn't help a lot in the gold.
They don't have 2 pennies to rub together.
No. Okay, lasso grab on the DDC. That one time he steps out the front door, he's going to be tied up and kidnapped away. See you later, DDC.
Intel.
More intel, now up to 14. I think he can get up to like at least 25 to 20 minutes for sure.
All they're missing is OD for their stat steal team. What
are
there any other heroes
Slark,
that steal
Slark, Silencer, OD, and stat stealing? I mean, Timbersaw kind of stat steals, I guess.
He doesn't actually take it though.
He doesn't take it for himself, no.
Yeah.
Absorbing. Isn't that classified as absorbing, stat absorbing? I don't know. Alright, stun's out. That's a global as Yang's running on in. He gets hit in the face with a stun and quickly assaulted and taken out. No darks here in this fight. Follow-up's going to be a takedown of the Nyx. Sakata is going to be dropped on the other side. Ghost is going to be able to get that pickup. And suddenly with a double, and then ZYF cleaning up the act, those items that were missing could be coming online that much faster, and they're not done yet. Dogfights will be able to roll back and away as the chase is on from Ghost. But unfortunately, I don't know if he can catch up that fast. 7 seconds, boulder smash. It looks like he'll have to let up, but hey, first big promising fight of Vici Gaming as they make the trade 3-2. And because of how far behind and how broke they were, they'll be able to claim a little bit of a rubber band in the network. A little bit.
Yeah, they had the mech for that fight and they weren't able to use it, but they had to focus a lot on their Darkseer blowing Global Silence very early on in that fight.
Yeah, Magnetize 2 was actually only used on him, and it was like when he was dead, so lots of big ultis just to get a Darkseer down.
Couldn't stop the Juggernaut, and Slark also did not have enough mana, but that should be remedied with his recent pickup of the Echo Saber. So
Yes, the Echo Saber.
Timbersaw actually got a decent chunk of change from that. Picked up Soul Ring plus 200 gold.
Yeah.
1,000 plus.
Uh-oh, running in, swing and a miss on the stun though, and suddenly in July is feeling a bit frisky. Moves back onto FY and tries to make him feel pain for trying to make the approach, stalling them back, enticing them a bit because his team is on the way. And July's looking to make chase. And rolling on forward is going to be Dogfights and company.
Oh, the outplay.
Oh, man, FY not even catching anything with that. Will be going down. Paparazzi gets the next one. Ghost is long gone.
Angelai's bat is really good. He knows how to play around that napalm super well.
Played it 3 games straight. Was he playing the other games too? Yeah, he's a bat feed.
You don't see FY get outplayed that often. Well, there wasn't much he could do, but he still got outplayed.
And now it's all back the way of IG here.
It's okay, they have the Midas.
Who got
They've
Midas?
only half committed this time with only the support Nyx getting it and not their
Radiant's
mid-core.
middle tower is under attack.
Okay, all right. Well, FY is banking on the fact that this game will go a bit longer and he'll be able to kind of play it a bit greedy for now.
What? Timber almost has a Bloodstone now. What happened to him?
He got that fight top lane, double kill, and yeah, he picked up the Soul Ring,
like
but
3 minutes ago. In 3 minutes, he's farmed a Vit booster, a Soul Ring, and the recipe. That is almost 3,000 gold.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Pretty good.
12 charges now. Let's see if he's going to be able to kind of add some charges onto that or not. IG are already moving around right now. They've committed the Dragon Form, it looks like. And with Slark roaming out in ahead here, he's not going to find anybody left back in the lane. The rest of Vici are all waiting back inside the base here.
Assert your dominance, Slark. Assert it.
There's no one to assert on.
That means he's asserted it.
But now Vici have their own dominance they want to assert here. They've been rolling down mid lane. It's on Super. Paying back for all that intelligence he's sucked up. They'll get that one done. Dogfights next. I love it. Grabs the rune on the way out, but Vici will have to settle with just the one silencer takedown. They'll get some D-wards along the way as they try to reclaim the jungle back. Be able to do so. And
Super's
they're fighting
playing
forward.
He's a lot more loose this game in his positioning. He's not playing nearly as safe as he was before. Last game died 0 times. This game's already died 5.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Who's smart now?
And now they have the Diffusal Blade to counter the Global Silence. So I didn't think he'd be this farmed with Yasha and Diffusal already in, but now you can, like, what, purge the Darkseer, I suppose, and then you don't even need to. He's going to have Greaves and just 800 gold if he wants it. I've seen some Darkseers go Blink, though, at this juncture, just because they actually want to get the jump and don't want to have to play reactively. So it's a playstyle preference.
I'm curious to see. I mean, I suppose the Greaves would be nice. But again, it goes back to the argument, like if the Darkseer has a blink, he'll probably jump and get everything off before the global anyway. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's where the difference in philosophy comes into play. But I think
does Yang trust he'll be able to blink and land his abilities?
I think because he is the main initiator, I think he needs a blink.
Well, 1,300 gold towards it. We'll see if he decides to commit onto that or not. They still continue to pull back. And they will give it a round 2 shot at the smoke down the mid lane. Last time secured them a takedown of Super and a silencer. This time they could end up running into a head-on collision, or this could end up being two ships in the night in one of those situations where
they can
teams swap spots.
They can look at the timing of the Ion Shell. It's like halfway duration, so they know they casted it close to the T3 tower in base. So you can kind of get a judge of where they are from that.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Need to continue to watch the mid lane. Won't see anything. Opt to pull off and head up and away back into the woods. While IG show themselves here in the bottom lane with the Dragon Form being popped. We'll see if VG shift rotation here. It looks like they will. FY is going to go into Vendetta and begin to head that way. I don't see a gem. They have a sentry more in the lane. Could Super put a sentry down maybe by the side shop? That could be helpful, but nope, not going to be the case. They'll take the tower and begin to just migrate over.
Oh, they see that the Shadow Demon is not there, however, so they might actually, yeah, they're going to take a fight. Without a Shadow Demon there, it's actually going to be very difficult for these cores to stay alive, and they don't know that they're being hunted down, but
they are. No Shadow Demon, and also no Darkseer, but it looks like they may have been able to avoid it, and they both TP away. So unfortunately, IG weren't able to kind of get the wrap onto VG at that point, and they were able to slip out and away from the lane. Opportunity gone, and Sakata in the meantime, after taking on the tower, will use the rest of his Dragon Form, farming up some stacks right now. Already has that BKB done, has a full 10 seconds on it. We already know about the armlet, but now has 2k saved up, so at this point, do you decide to move on and get the Blink Dagger, or curious if he finds any additional value in going for something else?
They actually seem to be liking damage at this point.
I don't know if like you get, I don't know if Silver Edge adds enough damage where you also find value in using it on Timber or anything like that, but I don't know. Outside of that, we'll see. Halberd? Blink Dagger is going to be the choice. So now you have 2 different ways to be able to kind of get that insta initiation, insta cast between the Bat Rider and the DK. So everyone from VG side will have to be a bit more careful about split pushing lanes and really being out on their own.
They have to slow down the Jug. The Jug's getting way too much out of the map right now.
Radiant's bottom tower.
He's got about 2,500 gold here.
They also need a gem to deal with the Nyx. But maybe they don't want to get it until the BKB on the Bat Rider. Else they might be in the same situation as game number 1 where they just feed 2 gems very, very quickly when they're not adequately prepared to do so. But this time they're hanging around the bottom of the map in case they try any Roche shenanigans. They do have the Juggernaut with a healing ward. Not the best, but good enough for them to take a Roche if undetected.
Well, here comes IG. They're going to head up that way. They're probably going to scavenge through the Roche pit and see what's going on there. They are running over Vici wards right now.
No, they're showing the Juggernaut up top. They can't not do it without the Juggernaut, so they don't really have to be too scared yet.
What did he get? What is coming? What is this? Okay, Manta.
Yeah, Manta Diffusal. Diffusal's really good with the global, and it's just a pretty good build in general.
I'll save him on any additional purges that he could have used on the silence or anything else, and obviously add a bit of survivability to him too. So big pickup for Jug now. Still only 3rd in net worth. compare that to the others here. You got DK still holding up in his own.
Oh, they just picked up the gem on the silencer. So
I'd imagine holds it until Bat does finish that BKB, and then he hits it to him, which he's about to have now, actually.
I think maybe actually even give it to the DK, because DK has the BKB. I think, because you really do not want to lose a gem. Like, losing a gem right here is like almost game losing. So I think giving it to DK until the Bat Rider can hold it is okay. Because Bat Rider's like, he's very likely to die in the fight without a BKB, but...
Yeah. For now, Slark has it, I guess.
Yeah, oh, I forgot about, how could I forget about Slark?
Yeah, he's
Slark
a
is one of the best
D-board.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he has BKB.
All right, so that's good for them. Now it's their time to be able to kind of take vision back, take the map back here. Uh-oh, nearby is that Nyx assassin here. If he goes into the wrong area, it could be spotted, but it looks like FY will be heading up and out the other way and avoid the trouble.
Ah, they're doing Roche, ping out. See?
Panic ran that way.
Yeah, they did. It's because they knew Vici did it in very small windows that they had earlier, so they had to be careful and not give it up again.
Uh-oh, Sakata, though, could be in trouble here. Vacuum pullback in the mid lane. Iron Shell, he's going to be forced to pop the BKB, looks to turn it around onto N, hits him with the stun, and then will blink back and away. Spin out, a quick retreat by Vici. Not able to make it out and away, will be DDC. Stalls things out a little bit with a self-disruption, but ultimately will be going down. A solo little pick right there, but that did start as a Vici gank. Will cost them their DDC support, but it did get Sakata to use that BKB, I guess. Now they're going to be moving into the pit, and it will be Vici Gaming who are not going to be around.
Are they going to fight? Darkseer is the hero of the day. Is he going to be able to vacuum them up on the wall, or is the smoke going to be way, way too slow and there's going to be nothing else?
All right, guys, let's smoke up and head that way.
They were way too slow with that.
All right, well, is everybody ready and warmed up? Let's stretch first. Oh, it might be just in time. It might be just in time. Here they come. Oh, nice silence, though. Big grip silence. And that is going to allow him to be able to get the finish pickup right there. Slark grabs the Aegis now, begins to go to work, looking to get Yang. Yang already commits him with the wall. That's going to be the global pop. They're going to get one down and look to go for a second kill. The agility begins to stack on in. Ghost comes in next, is able to clean out one, but quickly loses his life right after. Able to get the suicide off, but nonetheless will be dropped. A 3-for-1 trade. DDC hoping to hide, hoping to go for a TP, but no, sir. You are good and dead. Triple kill, all going for Slark. Huge boost right now. iG.V with the Roche takedown, with the Aegis, and now with kills of 4 across the board.
Why Earth Spirit, do you say?
That was a pretty clutch silence, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. He's a savior. They completely rendered that Darkseer useless. And that is why you go for Blink over the Greaves. He actually... That was actually a very good showcase of why you need the Blink over the Greaves. Because he would have
been in there.
Yeah, he would have been in there, and then like the Greaves didn't do anything. He was global, but by the time he could have used Greaves to get it off, he was dead. He needed the repositioning toolkit. But yeah, that's kind of cool.
On the argument of the Earth Spirit, I will say that Dogfights is actually a very good Earth Spirit too, though. Very
Come on,
good.
which one of these players is not that good?
I've seen some not good Earth Spirits. Come on. And if
I want you to name names.
I mean, Puppy did try to play it once at the Shanghai Major for his first time ever in a grand final.
That's a hero that's a player that doesn't actually really play it though. Like I want a player that's like played it like 5+ times that you've seen them pick it. You're just like, oh
I
God,
have
why do
seen
they keep
some
picking it?
Chinese and Southeast Asian teams pull it out. There's a couple of great ones in there. There's your Dubus and stuff, but I have seen plenty of missed boulder smashes and missed rolling boulder opportunities and just panic remnant drops. That is your #1 flag right there. That something ain't going right. Dogfights, though, showing everything that's right. Barely misses right there. A photo finish on the flame break.
I kind of feel the same way about Bat Riders. There's some Bat Riders I'm just like, oh God, why do they keep picking them that? And then there's some Bat Riders I'm like, damn, this guy's real good. Like in July.
In July's very good.
He is real good with the bat. He uses his napalm very well. That's what I like the most about his Bat Rider. Like his lassos are like, you know, pretty decent. His laning he puts a lot of pressure out, but that's kind of easy when you have support constantly rotating in. But the way he uses napalm, I think, is extraordinarily good.
And here we go, sieging away onto a tier 3.
Dire's bottom tower
Waiting
is
for the
under
response from Vici, what they're going to do. And July's going to make the first move, jumps in, there's the global. Comes too late as the destruction will already be there, but it doesn't matter. They will get the finish onto Yang. So no Darkseer wall response will be had here.
Oh, I wish I
KotLGuy
had a
Gaming.
blink there.
And now without it, they're going to be severely crippled. Magnetize is going to begin to fly out. Silence on the Ghost, follow-up stun. He's going to get dropped too. And this could be the beginning of the end, just like that. IG move in. Omni slash flies out from ZYF. Does follow dogfights and will be able to at least get him the kill on that. But he has to Blade Fury back it away. Paparazzi going in pretty deep. Now finds himself on the bad end of the sun from FY, but then pops the Shadow Dance, turns it around, and crushes the Beetle. Now goes for DDC. He also is going to get badly beaten. And that is a Rax claim. And probably the game soon enough, because I imagine it's all on the up and up here for IG. Now onward to tier 3. They'll have the Darkseer now, but I don't know. We'll see how big of a vacuum wall he can get without the Blink Dagger. ZYF is already in there doing work. There's the vacuum, there's the wall. But the damage may have already been done. A chase for Sakata now comes out from Ghost. He's trying to get the clinch, but the blink will be there. He gets up and above and away. With only about a 60 of his life, he makes it out. Tier 3 mid lane down, all of Rax bottom lane down. iG.Vitality with the biggest boost in the game.
It's really cool to see how Vitality developed throughout the series. First game, they had a slightly weaker Trat, and they had really weak play, I think, from their position 1. And then games 2 and 3, like the Slark and the Morphling has integrated into the team extremely well, as on top of them having the Silencer to the trump card to the first pick from Vici Gaming of the Shadow Demon. So I think like because they have learned, because they have adapted, they've controlled Roche a lot more this game too. Like all of their mistakes from game number 1 have been rectified and improved upon throughout this 3-game series, and that's always a great sign of strength when a team can develop inner series like this.
Still looking to close things out. You know, they have the biggest advantage they could have had this game so far. See if they're going to be able to do so. Uh-oh. That's not the smoke button.
That's not the smoke. He just wanted to make room for his gem.
This is just a very powerful smoke. It glows gold off of it.
Oh, not Darkseer again. Oh no, Yang. Oh my.
He's gone. The pointy head only helps him get into the ground faster, unfortunately. And now as they move all about, they hope to get any additional target. ZYF is nearby, and he was farming Ancients, and now he's not. He's gone. He's...
Oh no. It's a disaster.
This might be over soon. IG now with advantage in numbers come in for their next set of racks, and without a Darkseer in sight. Does have a buyback, but otherwise we'll have to wait the 20 seconds. Sakata blinking on in, hitting tier 4. Now jumps back, they'll go for the racks. That's going to be the buyback. Can Vici Gaming hold? Otherwise they are at risk of being put all the way to the bottom of this group stage. Let's see if they can. There's going to be the move made. Silence is out now, though, and Yang is dead. There's going to be no Darkseer to be had, and that's going to be the racks going down. Buyback does come out. ZYF wants to give one last flick, and impossible, but that's going to be a talisman thrown. Vici Gaming will lose this one, and what a nice comeback in this series for iG.Vitality. They drop game 1, but make a nice little comeback in game 2 and game 3.
Nice display of individual skill all around from iG.Vitality. Like DK, like outplayed the Timbersaw in the mid lane very heavily and kept the farm up very well. I think Super was a little bit more impressive in game number 2 than game number 3, but still overall very solid with his global timings and his positioning. And the Bat Rider, he's probably my MVP.
Yeah, in Flame.
In July.
Was it? In July? In Flame?
In July. In July and in Flame were
2 different people.
Yeah.
And you're right though, all 3 games, even their first game that they lost, his laning phase was very, very good.
He made the support's life hell on Vici. Like they constantly had to be up there. They couldn't really do anything else. They had to like TP to react to his rotations to the mid lane, and just overall just caused so much havoc with so little in the early game. He was like level 3 and 4 and just like making huge plays.
They seem like they'll be a hard team to kind of study now, because their picks have been kind of all off the wall. First phase sniper in game number 1. It did get pretty consistent for games 2 and 3, but
they have to secure. You have to secure your safe lane versus that team. That team will run over your safe lane if given the opportunity, and then after that happens, they run over your mid.
So what do you do to secure a safe lane? Because they already tried to do like their own tri-lane built all around their safe lane, and it didn't work out.
Shadow Demon is not actually that strong in a 3-on-3 situation. So I think they need to reevaluate their one of their first 2 pick supports, or either, or you could just counter to other lanes and sack that lane. They didn't seem to ever want to sack that lane, and then this way you can pressure Paparazzi a lot more. So there are a lot of options, but I think they felt confident that FY is a confident man. He's like, I'm not going to lose this lane, and then they ended up losing the lane.
Well, I think that means now that coming up next, I thought this thing up. We are going to be having MVP versus Secret, if I'm not mistaken. Ben, you are done with us, so everyone say goodbye to Merlini. It was a pleasure having you join us. We'll see you again tomorrow for more MDL action. And Lumi is going to be stepping in and joining me for our next series. So should be a good time. We still have 2 more MDL series to come. So please sit tight. We'll cut to a small break, and we'll be back with more Mars TV Dota League. See you guys soon.